Hello, everyone, and welcome today. Today, I'm chatting with Pol Diggler and his short film, SINCOPAT. This is one that we picked up at FilmQuest Film Festival. An interesting premise, but I would like to first turn it over to you, Pol, and have you introduce yourself and give us the pitch of what you think SINCOPAT is all about.
Hi, then. Well, thank you for having me, first of all. And yeah, I'm Pol Diggler, director of SINCOPAT, as you said. And this short film is I think it's a path to the insanity of a character through something related to this futuristic technology. We can sum up that is like a musical Black Mirror, if you want to say like that. But yeah, we try to do um, un, like a what if technology, what if what happened in the future if anyone in create a like a bracelet or something to hear directly to the brain, like music and sounds and everything. It's like an iPod but inside your brain now. So what happens then? So, and as you know, Black Mirror is always the bad use of technology, so we did it.
So you're kind of taking the dark look of what could happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the
So
interesting thing, no? Destroying everything. So
yeah, and there's a lot of that going on right now with the introduction of AI engines and what can happen there. People are really discussing. And
totally.
I know I have some big fans of the Dune mythology, so yeah, we can kind of see where that could go. So tell me, Pol, where are you located so that people
Yeah,
know that
yeah. I'm living in Barcelona, Spain.
okay.
And this short film was shot around the Barcelona, in also in small towns near the big city, but yeah, all located here.
Okay. So we get a good look at maybe your community through the short film and some of the places there that you like to visit.
Like in Barcelona, well, we can have a tour, and yeah, actually our short film is mostly indoors, like
Mhm.
that offices and well and a house and everything. So, but yeah, but Barcelona is, have you been to Barcelona?
I was supposed to be there, and that's when they shut everything down for the
Oh,
yeah, it
okay,
was about 6 weeks before I was supposed to go to Barcelona, and then it was like, nope, not
wow,
going.
okay, okay, you have to come.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. So I'm going to kind of jump in one thing. This is very much based around music. And I've talked to some other people that have done films based with a lot of musical intent. And they
Mm.
said there is a certain quality that makes it a little bit harder because you have to use kind of the musical stance to help tell your story. Did you run into that? And what type of issues did you have trying to use music instead of just straight
Mhm.
dialogue?
Okay, first of all, the song was even created before finishing the script because it was the main thing. It was the main narrative, no? So we did it in a studio with a friend of mine that is Ariane Wire, that is the singer, and so well, the short film it's called Syncopat, it's in Catalan, but it's like syncopated, like this music with this rhythm, and we wanted to. It's like for us in the creation process, it was between a short film and a music clip because we wanted to even in the shooting, not in the editing room. In the shooting, we tried to put the music and the loop, so the character will, like run or walk or act in synchrony, in synchronicity. I don't know how to say it in English, but
Mhm.
Um, so it was for us. It was really important the main song. We created three songs. The beginning one in the ska music, then the jazz one, the loop, and then the techno, no, the techno party. So with these three creations, we developed all the pre-production, So it was for us, it was like a different kind of creativity to to where the music and the sound design takes absolutely part of it, you know?
Yep. And I did see that, like you say, for the sound design, that you were nominated at FilmQuest for Best Sound
Yeah,
in a Short.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that
to
was
let people
amazing.
know that that was quite a competition there on the sound design too for the films there. That was
Yeah, I haven't seen the other ones.
well, I mean, I'll just give you an idea. You were some of the other sound designers that are there were like Pat Hogan, who's up for his nominated for his 10th Emmy here in the United States. You know, so
Wow.
so I mean, yeah, you're in really good company, and to let people know that that is something that is very impressive about your film, how the music and everything intertwines with the story. So, and I see that you co-wrote this. So
Mhm.
you helped develop the story, but where did the idea for this originally germinate from? Because I know being a writer myself and working with a lot of people, ideas can take this really interesting process. So for Syncopat, where did the idea start and how did it
Hmm.
develop out?
Hmm. That just let me tell first that the way we work as a team, because we've been shooting with Fergat, that is like a collective that actually we are all friends that even now and then we have short films done. But the way I work with all the people is like I direct like more like horizontally, you know, like I do the three processes like idea, direction, and editing. But all in between, I have every department, you know, work together. I have the idea, and then I talk to the team. We have this concept, or you know, so I work with Ramon, that is the other scriptwriter. Then with the director of photography, the sound design, the art department.
Mhm.
So we tried that everyone takes part of it like in a technical and creativity way, you know. So in this case I thought, what is for me the worst nightmare in terms of horror, no? And it was not like dying, or it was this slowly painful, you know, like living like that, living with this insane and infinite um, loop. But I mean, with this nightmare, I mean, it's you have to live 24/7 like that. No, it's like, and there's nothing you can do. So for us in the scriptwriting, it was so typical and easy to finish our character with a suicide. You know, it was like, okay, I won't last more than two phases in the short. Yeah, in reality, you know. But we wanted to do something more more in terms of sound design. So we did the one ending, you know. But yeah, the idea came from that. So with the idea, we start developing the script, but everything was, you know, like the script and the character and everything was based on the sound design. So this is like a good point to, you know, to work on.
Okay. So there was like if I'm kind of getting this right, just kind of summing up, but it's that slow descent into madness because you just can't turn off what you're hearing.
Totally.
And
That was the main point.
and in this case, and I don't think I'm really giving anything away with this, it's because the music goes into a loop. And so
Yeah,
they're hearing the same short passage over and over and
yeah,
over again and can't get rid of it.
yeah,
Uh,
totally.
I'm a big H.P. Lovecraft Cthulhu fan, and that's one of his big themes throughout. As you can see, yeah, I'm into
Yeah, I saw that.
it. so so I picked up on that. I was wondering if that had played a part in how it developed out. So okay, so now you get through the script and you get all these people. It sounds like you got a great collaborative team to pull this all together. So you get into the filming process. So kind of looking at that, what would you say was one of the things that was just one of the hardest things to capture when you were actually doing the filming? What was something that
Hmm.
was a real struggle for you on it?
Mm, I have to say that even with all the shots and the scenes and so many faces and different types of acting with Nuria Florenza, this is the main actors and everything, and it was our biggest project with a government fund. It was pretty good, um, uh, I mean, in terms of the shooting, we have so many months to prepare. But well, as always, it's stressful, and you have battles that you have to lose for winning and others. This is like, in every shooting it happens, but it was like really smooth, stressful, yes, but I think the shooting was like 5 days
Okay.
in a row, but each day we have prepared like 30 shots per day. It's insane. It's so many shots per day. But we have like, because we have this rhythm in the shooting, it was like, okay, for this shot, we need only 5 seconds because it's, the loop, you can count. It's like creating a music clip. You have this, I don't know, 10-minute long loop. Okay, so this second. So we have prepared like that. No,
Oh, okay.
and also Nuria as an actress was also playing with the character. So I think we have like really fun, but I think maybe the struggle was in post because I as an editor and Albert Fariñas that was the sound design, I think we get really insane with the loop editing and editing with the loop and the loop, and it was like, oh my god, the first victim is not the audience, it's me.
So you were actually fulfilling your own premise of slowly
Yeah.
descending into madness, hearing the
Yeah,
same thing over and over.
totally.
So let's kind of flip that around then. If that was the biggest struggle was getting through that, what would you say was the biggest reward shot or from post-production too? What was the one thing that kind of went, wow, that hit and we just love it?
I think the combination in some part of the shooting between the acting, because in the acting process where always is the first time we have an acting coach only for the main actress, and it was a relief for me and for the team to have Edgar Moreno, that is also an actor in the short film. But the combination in some moments with the photography and the art direction and the acting all together, like the moment, I don't know, with the aquarium, with the head inside, that it was okay. I don't know how it's gonna end up, like
Okay.
looking, or the moment with the sound torture in this black and another white room. The white room is not a white room; it's just, you know, uh, it's a made up. It's a really small place, really small place. But photography, Kimiogawa, that is the DOP, it was like, no, let me do it. It's just it's so low cost everything. As it may not seem like that, but it's really like a creativity, not only narrative. It's always technical. It's creative, but the I think one of the best parts is once we mostly did it everything in post. We went to like a small cinema to watch it, but not only watch like the final color grading. It was to hear the final sound design, that it was maybe the main thing we were worried about. And we were three of us in a small cinema room with like Atmos, like big subwoofers and everything. And we had three versions. We wanted to to experiment with the original version we wanted, that is, it was like insane with the volumes and everything, and the other ones were like, softer and easiest for the audience. And one of the best moments like in that we started with this original, that it was like the hardcore version, and once we finished we were like dizzy, and it was like, oh, okay, fuck them, this is the one. So that moment was like, I've suffered a lot, my heart is, so that's the way.
Yeah, I will say in the theater we're in, because Film Quest does show in a very small location. It
Mhm.
did have that impact with the music where you see people just with that there. You could actually watch the audience rock a little bit with it. So it did
Wow,
have that impact on them. So it was a lot of
crazy.
fun to see. Um, that way. So this is Syncopat is now, I heard you mentioned before we started recording that this is the start of the run for the film. So
Mhm.
if people want to um, see the short film, it's on the festival run, but do you have any other confirmed dates or some other uh, are you looking
Yeah,
for
yeah.
distribution or things like
Mm,
that where they can find it?
in the moment we are in the festival circuit, like every month, we have a website that you can check, like the timetable, the schedule of the short film. But I think we will be maybe in the mid 24, like June, July, maybe have it opened in some way. Some festivals have these online screenings for only like a week or something, but if anyone wants to watch the short film and suffer, they can ask me, and I can send it like a private link or something, because I know that it's difficult sometimes to go around with festivals and taking time to watch someone's short. So it's maybe, but the only promise is that you don't stop it, and like volume up. And
I would recommend, if people can, to see this in the theater because of the
yeah,
sound design. Uh,
yeah.
I've had the opportunity now to see it in the theater and to watch the screener online, and the impact is so different. Um, and it plays a big part. But you do mention you have a website. Can you tell us what that website is? And I'll also include it in the notes on the.
Okay. Well, I prefer maybe to send you, because it's like forgatproductions dot
Okay.
wordpress.com slash, it's, but yeah, I will send it to you.
Okay, and I'll make sure to get that included in this and into the review for everybody. So, you kind of create a little bit of a futuristic world with this one. And so you had some backstory going on with some other things. Do you plan on continuing on with this story or maybe other stories in this setting?
Um, some people like in the audience told us in different festivals this could be an insane feature film, but I mean, I think that the concept is it's good in a short way, but yeah, of course, everything, you can stretch it, but I'm planning on one of my like preferable genres is this tech and dystopian worlds and all this. But we did a very present. It's not like that futuristic about Syncopat. It's more like in a present way, in the nowadays, the everyday for everyone. But because of the budget, obviously, But yeah, I'd love to do this kind of short films, or maybe even a feature film involving the bad use of technology, or these concepts of what if someone does that and then does this, no? So yeah, that could be really great. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason why I asked that is I've talked to some others and they've mentioned how their short film really wasn't the idea of stretching it out, but it was to tell this little portion over here because they have this bigger story they wanted to tell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
sounds like you're kind of that same thing, that there's this area of technology impact that maybe this is just a small nugget of what we might have in store for us.
Yeah.
Okay. So besides Syncopat, do you have any future projects that you're working on that we can look forward to? And what might
Mhm.
those entail?
We are now developing our first feature film that it's nothing to do with the style of Syncopat, because we are actually, this is our first like horror project, if you want to say something like horror is
Yeah.
Syncopat. But we all our previous projects are more based on absolute humor and meta cinema. So we are creating this future film with these themes in between, you know, like absolute comedy, meta cinema, and fantastic genre.
Okay.
We are trying this. It's really crazy the idea, the plot in the moment, and we are finishing the treatment. But then, you know, it's a long journey to do it. So we'll see. And for sure, in between, we will do another short film for sure, for sure. But
Yeah.
now we have this project that actually takes a lot of our time, and you know, and lots of meetings and Zoom meetings and everything. So it's yeah, we are starting it.
Okay, sounds good. Looks like something to look forward to. So let's kind of drop away a little bit from the films that you're making and everything. Let's talk a little bit about you. So,
Okay.
oh, so what inspired you to become a filmmaker?
Hmm. Well, I always like love watching movies and everything. I'm not that kind of person that is like, oh, once I opened the door in the cinema and I watched a Truffaut and it was not. It's not like enlightenment of, you know. It's I really love watching movies, and but for me the one thing that kept me, I think, doing movies, it was that I really enjoy working as a team. You know, it's not like writing poems or literature, or you know, it's more in a family based you know, like work. And also, mm, I like the visuals of, not like in a technical way. I mean, working both the writing, the visuals, the editing. So I think it's an art that combines lots of things that I enjoy watching and doing. So I think that was the main thing. Actually, I started studying political science. So it was like this jump, you know, like let's try cinema, and here we are.
That's well, some might say that the politics are kind of their own cinema. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, lots of actors.
So, what are some of your favorite films that you kind of go back to?
For me, a total reference in terms of humor and editing and directing and plot and everything and now it's actually another time, you know, in the heads of everyone, that is Scott Pilgrim versus the World. You know, this kind of in between comic books, video games, and absolute humor. And this is Edgar Wright. mm, Anything that does is more like a reference, because I think it's a director that thinks uh, in terms of editing just in the script. So I think mm, that it's a really interesting work to do. But then this maybe um, these crazy directors like you know, like Gaspar Noé, Yorgos Lanthimos, these directors that really hates the audience and they will make you suffer. I love that. You know, this Lars von Trier and Julia Ducournau, this type of directors that are trying to, you know, give you anxiety and break you. I think for me that that's the inspiration.
That sounds like great stuff. Yes. So, even now, to keep that inspiration up, or do you go back to those movies, or what are some of the other things you like to do to keep your own imagination and inspiration going for the stories that you want to tell?
I think I consume so different types of art, if you want to say like that. But I mean, it's not like I only watch movies. I read a lot, and lots of, you know, like literature or comic books or lots of video games. I really have this necessity or the need of seeing other ways to narrate a story, you know, like in the video games is one type, and it's this kind of art that you are taking part of the plot, and then in how they are like in these graphic novels, doing all the structure that are like his own storyboard, you know. And so I think it's a mix of different kind of well, like artistic methods, no? But mostly I think it's one day it comes up, you know, like a concept, and then we develop it. But it's always like the stories we tell are always coming from this little concept. Then we make it bigger altogether, you know?
Yeah. Okay, that's some good stuff there. So let's kind of take it one more step here. If you had someone coming to you going, hey, I want to become a filmmaker, what advice would you give them?
Hmm. As a short filmmaker, I think I will say like you have to be like three things, like three good things. That is idea, team, and distribution. I mean, idea to have something, you know, like that is like interesting, or you know, like thinking about, you have to think that there will be an audience watching it. If you are doing for yourself, okay, but it's not like, you know, the objective of the cinema or any kind of art. But so if you try to surprise or do something with the audience, I think it, you know, it's better for we are all audience. We are more audience than creators because we watch more than we do. So if you take part like that, is better. And then a good team, it's not like you have to have like this Emmy winner in your team. It's not like that. It's like that when you work, I think it goes better if you get along, you know. And then the distribution in terms of that your work is seen, no, is watched. So I think that these are like the main, for me, it's like the main things to have a project that really um it's not like standing out or something. It's just reaching the people, and you know, and maybe trying something different with them, like different impacts for the audience.
Okay. So just kind of summing up, get to know the audience you want to reach out to and find something for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for summing up. I'm you know,
No,
trying
that's
to
fine.
make in English everything.
That's one of the fun things I can do as a reviewer and editor. It's usually listening to people. So what you're trying to say is,
You're
but
making
that,
the short film of my future film, you know.
yeah. Okay, but that's some great stuff there. So, you know, we've been going for about a half an hour here. So I'm kind of ran out of my questions about you and the film, but is there something that you would like to just share? And like I said, this audience, it goes all over. Is there something you would like to share with the audience about you or your film or filmmaking, something that we haven't touched on?
Uh, well, I hope they enjoy it and suffer it, SINCOPAT, but also for our filmmakers or even the audience, I think we need to take like let's take risks in creation, like try different kinds of narrative, and we are in the short film area. It's not like we are losing lots of money and lots of time with feature films. So let's try to create crazy stories and try to surprise the audience.
All right. So you did remind me of something here where you're saying trying to create surprise the audience. What would you like the audience to take away from your film Syncopat?
The loop with a few days like, oh no, but you know, taking home the music. No, actually, that when they watch it, they think that fuck these people, but also, you know, like we try to experiment with horror and with sound in horror and with music in horror. So um, I hope they enjoyed this change in the way horror is, is this genre the most exploited genre. So we try to do something different for a moment. So I hope they take that with them along with the loop.
Okay, thank you very much. So what we'll do, Pol, is we're going to just go ahead and wrap it up here. Let people
Perfect.
know that, I will be writing a review, and I will link these two together, and so that you can follow one to the other. I do recommend, like I said earlier, to see SINCOPAT in a theater. It's really a great film that way. And if you like that slow descent into madness and how that implies with horror, I would highly recommend, if you're viewers that like that, this is a film that you're going to want to check out, and just kind of let yourself be immersed in the music and in the sound of the whole thing. Uh, we I also say, since it's on the independent film festivals, that's always a great thing. I love independent film, so thank you for this. And I will also include the links that you send me, and we'll go from there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you like this, please share it out with people and let them know this is what we're doing here. Okay.
Thank you so much, Dan.
Okay. Have a great day today. Or I should say, since we're
Okay.
across the world from each other, have a great night.
Have a great day, Dan. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.